Welcome to your weekly astrology forecast. My name is Shauna. I'm a creativity counselor and an astrologer. I'm the creator of Neo-Feminine Astrology. You can find out more about Neo-Feminine Astrology or get a reading with me on my website at neofeminineastrology.com. So I'm excited to share this week with you. This week is all about psychic awareness. And this week is extra special. It's a little bit different than a week that would normally follow a new moon. So I'm going to share with you a few of the themes and how to really use the energy for this week. I have a few tips for you to really harness it. So the biggest thing this week is that we're moving away from a new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Pisces. And so an eclipse already is this time when intuition is heightened and when there are certain things that are coming into your life and certain things that are being released out of your life, and it's at a subtle level. So a lot of this is behavior patterns and psyche patterns, so unconscious behavior patterns. And even more so because this is in the sign of Pisces and because we have a lot of energy with Neptune being involved in this eclipse as well. So the other part of this is that the sun will conjunct Neptune this week. So we had the eclipse in the sign of Pisces, which is all about spiritual connection. It's about unconscious behavior patterns, and it's about psychic awareness, your intuition. So that already happened in that sign with Neptune conjunct, or very closely conjunct, that event. And now the sun, as it's moving forward, is going to completely conjunct exactly Neptune, which is all about dreams and fantasy and illusion and this element of being connected spiritually, psychically, to yourself, but then to the collective as well. So with this energy, the feeling, the vibe is heightened intuition, heightened dreams, very vivid dreams. And it can feel kind of like things are in flux a little bit. And it can also feel like you get these intuitive hits. And it may feel almost like you're dreaming while you're awake. So this is good. It's good to pay attention to these. I would caution you against making any long-term commitments this week. Another part of that is because Venus is going retrograde on March 4th. This Saturday. And so Venus is the planet that rules over love, money, and sex. At a deeper level, Venus is about what it is that you value. And so Venus will be retrograde from March 4th through April 15th. So whenever Venus goes retrograde, this means that you are reassessing what it is that you value. Think of it as an appraisal process. You're reappraising those things in your life. And this can be everything up for grabs. I have a few tips for you again how to really fine tune this so that you pay attention to what it is in your life that needs reassessment. So tip number one is so important this week. I would caution you against making long-term commitments this week because of the eclipse and because of Venus retrograde. This week is really, and the entire month of March really, but especially this week, it's a good time to think about things. It's a good time to brainstorm and to think about what it is that you want. It's not necessarily the best time to take big leaps, especially around anything that involves money or love or sex. So if you want to do a drastic makeover, if you want to chop off all your hair, do a new color, or you want to go on a major shopping spree, or completely redecorate your home, I wouldn't do it around this time. I would do your research at this time. Do your research, figure out what it is that you like, what it is that you want. If you're looking for a partner in your life, what kind of qualities do you really value in a partner? What do you value about yourself, etc. So again, not necessarily a time for like taking a leap, but it's definitely a great time to dig deeper into yourself to find out what it is that you really value. So that's tip number one. I wouldn't suggest launching or initiating things this week. Tip number 2 is to contemplate what it was that came up for you around these issues of money, love, sex around August 2015. And I say this because that's the last time that Venus was retrograde, was around August 2015. And so this will be different for everyone, but typically what happens is, as with Mercury retrograde, when Venus goes retrograde, common issues come up. So we all have the same, we all have our stuff, right? And so your stuff, you experience it in different layers. There's always a similar theme, right? So what was it that you were really thinking about around August 2015? Were there certain relationship patterns that you were viewing? Were there certain money issues that you were just like really grappling with? And then following August, like into the fall 2015, was there something that shifted for you? And so that'll give you insight into what may need reassessment, what may need reappraisal now in your life. And you can go get really specific with this if you know what house Venus is transiting in your chart and what houses Venus rules in your chart. So that's a little more complicated than this video, but so that's good to look back at that time, August 2015. So that's tip number 2. And then tip number 3 is to just notice in your life now, like where is it that maybe things don't feel complete around beauty, love, money, sex, relationships, and most importantly, your self-value, how it is that you value yourself. And do you surround yourself with people, places, experiences, and things that are in alignment with your values? So that's tip number 3, to really notice what it is in your life that needs a little bit of reappraisal. So that is those are your tips for this week. I hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you want to dig deeper into this, especially if you're having some challenges around these issues and you want to dig deeper into it over the next month, go to my website and book a reading with me, because we can look at where exactly Venus is activating your chart and what it's asking of you. So like, what is the call to action here? So I'm wishing you a wonderful week, and I will talk to you soon. Namaste.